I'm from the Cheyenne River, Lakota Reservation in South Dakota. And early on in my life, I started to learn about our old ways of prayer through our sacred sweat lodge and different ceremonies that I participated in.
Growing up on the reservation, not everything Toni Buffalo learned about the Christian church was a positive experience. The parochial school she attended didn't respect her language or culture.
I went to a Catholic school. I experienced abuses at the hands of Catholic nuns. Our elders said, they gave us this Bible and they took our land. Reservations were created. We were put on the land that nobody wanted.
American Indians live on reservations today due to a 15th century principle of law still in practice called the Doctrine of Discovery. Created in the 1400s by the church and Christian monarchs, it allowed explorers to claim land and resources from indigenous peoples.
This person called Columbus came and planted his flag and discovered North America. He did it on the basis of that edict.
In 1830, President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act into law. It forced American Indians living on lands within state borders to relocate to unsettled areas west of the Mississippi, to reservations on barren lands in congruous with tribal ways of life. Many American Indians died during the forced relocation. The Cherokee Nation, for example, lost 4,000 people during its march west. Today, their march is known as the Trail of Tears. By the 1870s, President Ulysses S. Grant's peace policy encouraged Christian missionaries to set up schools to westernize indigenous populations. The policy allowed American Indian children to be taken away from their families and put into Indian boarding schools.
The boarding school experiment, which I've said was a Hitler-esque experiment, has contributed to loss of language, loss of culture, loss of family stability, loss of the way of life, was really one of the main contributing factors to the cultural and physical genocide of the indigenous peoples in the United States.
My husband, who is 56 years old, is the last generation that speaks our Lakota language fluently. 56. It wasn't just the language, then our spirituality was attacked. Our way of life, our medicines were attacked. All coming from this doctrine of discovery.
The doctrine of discovery is still being used today. It is woven into the fabric of United States law and has robbed American Indians of their land and natural resources. The doctrine also affects other indigenous peoples, including Native Alaskans and Native Hawaiians. In Hawaii, in January 1893, UCC predecessors, along with other missionaries and the United States government, were complicit in overthrowing the Hawaiian monarchy. It was a move that resulted in the loss of native language and culture. In 1993, on the 100th anniversary of the event, the United Church of Christ apologized and offered redress.
We stand before you, we of the United Church of Christ, to repent of wrongs done na ka naka mali by the United Church of Christ. And we stand before you this day to commit ourselves anew, to do with you that which we can, to right those wrongs, to build a society with you of peace and justice, to help right those wrongs that hurt and that harm.
The delegates of General Synod 29 voted overwhelmingly to repudiate the doctrine of discovery. Today, the United Church of Christ urges congregations to learn more about the doctrine and speak out against it. Churches are also encouraged to build relationships with indigenous peoples and support their rights.
American Indians, Alaskan Natives, and Native Hawaiians have patiently waited and are still patiently waiting.
It is the responsibility of people that have settled here to know and meet and come to an understanding of who we are as indigenous people. We might have something to add to your walk of life. We might have something that maybe we could share together.